Well, hello everyone and welcome today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. اليوم راح نتكلم على أنواع الأفعال. عندنا هنا 20 نوع ونتكلموا عليهم نشرحوا كل نوع وش يدير. راح نتكلمهم باللغة الإنجليزية. Number one are the action verbs. The action verbs are the ones that cause the action. For example, we say he jumps. I eat, or they play. Okay, these are verbs of action. We have the static verbs. For example, you say I agree, she loves, I have a pet. These verbs are verbs of thought, opinion, feelings, emotions, senses, perception, etc. They call them the stative verbs. And then we have the transitive verbs. The transitive verbs, for example, the statement is complete. It says, I love my country. The transitive verbs, they require a direct object. If there is, for example, the direct object for love is my country. Okay. The intransitive verbs, they don't require an object. For example, you say, she left, he drives, the baby cries. It's a complete statement without having a direct object. Then we have the auxiliary verbs. The auxiliary verbs are, the main ones are the verb to be, the verb to have, and the verb to do. Well, some of the modern verbs, they also called auxiliary verbs, but let's stay with those three. I am looking, the verb to be. She has a car, the verb to have. And he does well. He does well on something, on whatever it is he does. These are statements for the helping verbs. They call them auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. The modal verbs are a type of auxiliary verbs which express the ability. They also express permission. They express possibility, an obligation. Okay. For example, here, the modal verbs, we have, I can sing well. That's an ability. That means I can. May I come in? You're asking for permission. And it might rain. That's a possibility. It might rain. Okay. Now we have the phrasal verbs. The phrasal verbs are verbs that they come with several words. For example, they come a verb plus preposition or verb plus an adverb. They come in several words. For example, here I have this example for the phrasal verbs. The plane took off earlier. The verb to take off is the preposition, is the phrasal verb. You can get away with it. Getting away, to get away, is the phrasal verb. Okay. Now, number 8, we go to the regular verbs. The regular verbs are verbs that require ed when you use them for the past tense or use them for the for example, in the past tense, we say I walked, and also use them for the past participle. And the past participle comes in when you use the tense, the perfect tense. You say I have walked, or for example, in the simple tense, in the past simple tense, you say I played, and the perfect tense we say I have played. Okay. Now the irregular verbs are those ones that have no rule. Okay. For example, the verb to eat, the simple past for it is ate. You say, I ate my dinner last night. And the past participle will be eaten. See, it changes. The verb to go, for example, past simple past will be I went. I went to school this morning, well, yesterday. And the perfect tense say I have gone to school for many years. Okay. And finally, the reflexive verbs. The reflexive verbs, for example, I bathe myself, she enjoys herself. The subject and the object has to be the same thing. I and myself is the same thing. She and herself is the same thing. Wow, this is so good. I hope you learned something from this. And this 20 verbs, types of verbs, and you can use them. And I hope you learned something from this lesson. And jazakum Allahu khair. Wassalamu.